Welcome back to the Veterans Show. It is so nice seeing you all back. We talk here with heroes in action, making it happen for our veteran community. I'm your host, Dali Rivera, and I want to welcome everybody who is tuning in live, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Amazon, wherever it is. And I just want you to know that it means a lot that you all tune in because without you, we would not have this show. So don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to share the link as this is being broadcasted. But we don't mind if you share it after the show is over and you hear the replay. But we are going to start today with our legal segment with Kelly Bagla and of course our founder Joe. So come on in, guys.
Hello, Joe.
Hey, Kelly, how are you?
I'm always fantastic. Thank you. Looking forward to this fantastic show you've got going.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. And we got Dali back with, we love having Dali because she always has so many questions. And so it makes the interview very interesting. And, so I
Thank
guess
you.
this is our our first or second show of the year. So it goes really fast. We're already almost at the end of February. Before you know it, it's going to be Thanksgiving. So let's move on with it.
It really does, Joe. Honest to God, this year, January in particular was quite a long month, I think, and we're into February, and that's ending next week. So you have to capitalize on the time that we have, right? Time is really precious. But you're right. It's if anyone wants to do something, don't wait until tomorrow. Do it today.
That's
It
right.
just time keeps going on with or without you, so you might as well jump on board.
That is true. Time is like a moving wagon that never stops. Either you jump on or you just be left out. So I like that mentality. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And
I concur with all of that.
because 2025 is a year of, was that?
As I concur with all of that because January to me felt like 6 months long.
Right?
Didn't it, darling?
Right.
Yes.
I was waiting for
Right.
Christmas. By the end of the month, so like, what is Christmas?
Look, no lie, my child still has our Christmas tree up because she... but anyway, go ahead, continue.
Well, today Kelly is going to talk to us about the BOI reporting, which is it comes and goes. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of uncertainty all over the place. Nobody really knows, what the solid ground is. So, but Kelly is here to kind of give us that strong footing and balanced legal explanation how things are. So I'll let you start, Kelly, with
Excellent.
your um, disclaimer, if you
Yes,
don't mind.
yes, thank you. It's been a while, hasn't it? Thank you for the reminder, Joe. Yes, I am Kelly Bagler. I am a corporate attorney, and any information that we share today on the show is only for information purposes, and it does not create an attorney-client relationship. Excellent. Now I'm just
Perfect.
going to dive right into it because, as you said, Joe, BOI, which is short for um, beneficial owners information, right? So beneficial owner information. Now, where did this come from? If I step back just for a couple of minutes, I just wanted to lay the foundation as to why we've gotten to the BOI reporting today. So this was back in last year or the year before that. This was sort of implemented, and this was implemented under the Biden administration. And what this is FinCEN, which is a branch of the government, they were given the authority to collect information from each and every individual that owns 25% shares in any company, And initially, Joe, this was not, and it should not have been, a mandate for every single company to report its beneficial owners. The whole purpose of actually having a corporation is so you can um, it's not about hiding, but it's more about having a sense of security and having a sense of privacy. That's why corporations exist. If we wanted to do business as ourselves, we would be out there doing business as sole proprietors, right? And the whole purpose, again, of corporations is, one, to protect, obviously, the owner's personal assets, but two, also to provide privacy to the actual owners of any corporation. Now, FinCEN says that the reason why they are collecting this personal information is because they want to combat, I think it's called anti-money laundering. That's what they want to do. They want to do, anti-money laundering. But we already have rules and regulations put in play for that. So I'm a huge proponent of, one, this should never have happened. This is an invasion of our privacy. That's how I feel. It should never have happened. The fact that people are reporting, there was a case in December. So this has been about 2 years ago. FinCEN came out and said, okay, everybody's going to start reporting now. And now everyone that was incorporated prior to 2024, they had the whole year to report who the beneficial owners were of that entity. Then anything after incorporated entities, if you're incorporated in 2024, you have 90 days to report to FinCEN who the beneficial owners are. In December of 2024, there was a case that was filed in Texas, Supreme Court in Texas. And this case, because it is an ongoing investigation, basically it was, this is illegal, this needs to stop, and we're challenging this collection of personal and private information. So there's a lawsuit currently out there that has put a stop on anyone filing, basically. So right now, currently, you are not legally required to file. We should have another hearing in March of this year, which is literally next month. And that hearing should, unless it gets pushed back further, that hearing, we should know more whether this is actually constitutional or not. So if somebody wants to report and they still want to go ahead and do the filing with FinCEN, they can, but it's going to be on a voluntary purpose. You're not mandated, you're not compelled, or you're not required at this very particular moment. So for any clients that you may have, or anyone that has incorporated, it's completely up to you right now. You can wait and hear the March ruling, or it could be again pushed out, or you can voluntarily give up this information, however you feel. That's the whole thing with BOI, with FinCEN. And it's really an ongoing matter, Joe, that we just have to keep an eye out for.
Excellent. And I don't know about you, Dali, but I totally agree with you, because that's the purpose of having corporations and LLCs and all of those kind of things, is to kind of protect our privacy and basically do the business in the business way, not under the government employee formatting. Well,
And Joe, there was no need, and Dali, there was absolutely no need for the Biden administration to be collecting this information, right? Under the guise of, oh, we're doing this for, money laundering purposes. This is too much. This is crossing the line. This is how I have felt. And I am so incredibly thankful that this has been challenged. Go ahead, Dali.
Yeah, I think that they probably watched the entire series of Ozarks and got paranoid because that's what the show is all about.
Great show.
Money laundering, yes.
Yes.
But one of the things that I'm thinking about is all the people, because I remember I filed mine because the deadline at the time was like December 15th, and it was like
Yes.
November. And I went ahead and filed it. I have nothing to hide, but I do understand too. I also want my privacy, but I was like, okay, those are the rules. I'll go ahead and play with the rules. Play along, follow the rules. What about the people who did not file? Are they being fined because that was a threat? And I know that a lot of people refuse because we're so upset about this. So what's happening with that right now?
everything has been put on hold. So there are not going to be any fines, fees, or penalties. If someone has not filed, they do not have to file until after we hear what the ruling is. And the ruling should come out next month. So I'm happy, Joe, next month on the show, I'm happy to share what the ruling was, unless they push it out further.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
You
Yeah,
know,
thank
this
you very
is,
much. Oh,
yeah, no, I'm just saying, it's really interesting, like you said, Kelly, that there was no reason. But you know how years later we sometimes find out that there was something that happened that nobody really knew, and the public didn't know about, and then that's why they implemented a certain law or something like that. Hopefully, I don't know if that's gonna make anybody feel better, but this is why it's important for people to also reach out to their legislators and, submit a complaint, but also submit ideas or suggestions on how to fix a problem, because these things do matter. And the United States is a country of business, and that's why so many people come here, right? They want to be able to have the ability to protect their personal assets from, the business side. And you learn to, or you realize how much you appreciate it until you see the threat of that being taken away.
Completely true. Dali, I can guarantee you, if they did have a reason why they were doing this or something had happened, they have a duty to disclose to the American people, specifically to the business owners of America. They have a duty to
Right.
disclose. There is no reason why they're collecting this information. It's because they can. That's what this has come down to. I do also, if I have some time, Joe, just a couple more minutes.
you just read my mind. I was going to ask you. I know there is some updates on active military personnel. Will you mind sharing that and how that connects to any legal things that we can also help people understand their benefits? Please.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Joe. Yes, absolutely. So I'm always out there trying to make my clients' lives better. Right. That's my mission. That's what I've vowed to do for my clients. If I can make anything better, and you know what, you can always make things better. Always, right? It's a different
Absolutely.
mentality that you would have to apply. So I'm always out there, meaning out there in the community, running in different circles, keeping my finger on the pulse on the business world and figuring out what's going on and what information can I share with my clients and my community to make sure that they are still safe and that they are moving in a direction where they will continue to be successful. So I just came back from a 4-day event, and it was at Mar-a-Lago, Joe. I was at our president's residence. What a beautiful, beautiful place. There was a gala there. It was February 18th, and the gala was for America's future. Fancy that, Joe. America's future. And at this gala, we were talking about, there was some, wonderful guests. There were wonderful featured speakers there, but one in particular that's going to be extremely important for the listeners, because this is a veteran show. It's for both active and retired military. That General Michael Flynn, I had the pleasure of meeting General Flynn. What an incredible man. Let me tell you, he's gone through hell and back. And today he's still standing on his platform and saying, I am here to protect each and every active and retired veteran. If any of the veterans that were fired from the military because they chose not to take the vaccine, they should reach out to General Flynn, because they will get their back pay. They can rejoin the military again, rightfully so. So there are any issues that any of the veterans might have because they were wrongfully terminated, that they were fired from any position or they were demoted, please reach out to General Flynn. We have been given instructions specifically, and he's going to make sure that our military and personnel are being taken care of. Again, Joe, he's been through hell and back again. He knows how all of the red tape and the bureaucracy works, and each administration is different. But this administration that we have, they have such a caring heart, meaning that they are looking out for our veterans. Charity starts at home, guys. I'm a huge proponent of that, right? We have veterans that are homeless. We have veterans that cannot see the doctor because there are lines. They're on wait lists for surgeries, 8 to 10 months. They have to wait for a simple surgery. This is ridiculous. This has to stop, and it's going to stop now. So I'm out there. I'm fighting for our veterans and our active military. Joe, I'm married to a Marine. Our son is actively in the Marines right now. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that our Marines are protected, our veterans, our active military, because if it wasn't for them, we would not be living in a free country. And so, I'm just so full of excitement because I know just the beautiful work that this administration is doing for our veterans and our active military. And I'm so proud of our Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. So proud of him and how he's cleaning house. We are actually becoming a powerhouse once again, Joe. Once again, we are claiming who we are and we're becoming a powerhouse. And again, charity starts at home. We need to look after our own first.
Totally agree. I think anything that has to do with helping our veterans, helping active duty is amazing. I mean, we're really close to Camp Pendleton. It really breaks my heart that nonprofit organizations close by Camp Pendleton have to organize food drives for active, not homeless veterans, active military, active Marines, that they have to go and get food from local nonprofits. And no one is really, and everybody's just giving them food when that should not be the case. The military should take care of this of its own. So yeah, it's a lot of things that need to be in the change. And we just have to wait and see if all the things that are being offered come into fruition. It's not just like you said, it's not just a talk, because anybody can talk. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap, but we want to see action. And if the action is in that direction, we applaud. But I have to see. I want to see those things change. The VA is another mess, as you know. So all those things, again, I don't want to hear it. I want to see it.
100%.
Until I see it, I'm still in 50-50. I'm still on the fence.
Of course, Joe. And keep in mind, President Trump, he's only been in office for 1 month. Just 1 month, and that is it. And so far, this administration has been able to find $55 billion, that's B as in Bagler, $55 billion in savings. So go ahead, Joe.
No, that's it. That's true. It's a lot of money.
Yes.
So, well,
I hate to cut. Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate to cut this short.
I know. I was going to say we're out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right. Well, thank you both so much for educating us on this BOI. We'll stay in touch and see what happens next month. Kelly, as always, thank you so much for your knowledge and for always volunteering to educate us. And Joe, of course, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye, and we'll see you next month. And I'll bring in now our guest, who is Adam McCarthy. He's an Associate Director for Veteran Business Programs, Strategic Partnership at National Veteran-Owned Business Association. Adam, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Dolly?
Doing well. I'm eager to learn more about what you are doing with this association. But first, let's get to know you. How are you related to our military community?
Yes, thank you. I served in the Army active duty from 2017 to 2022. So like Kelly was talking about, I appreciate her bringing up the points that she did, because I experienced serving as an active duty soldier under both administrations, and I have firsthand experience of the differences of what it was like under the administrations.
Oh yeah, I know. I served 10 years, and yeah, sometimes you feel a huge difference, sometimes not so much. But and here you are, still continuing to serve our community. So, what prompted you to start this, to get involved with this organization?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just, I've always felt like I had a strong need to serve. Like I mentioned, I went to the military. When I ETS'd out of the Army, I began contracting with the Drug Enforcement Administration, not necessarily, which is still serving my country in some capacity. During the Biden administration, there was a lot of layoffs happening within the federal government because of the government shutdowns. So I began looking for a new career path, and I found Navoba. And it was almost like it was too good to be true, because I'm thinking to myself, wait, so you're telling me I get to utilize my degree that the GI Bill paid for while helping veterans? Count me in. No more questions asked. So yeah, I
Right.
found,
That's a win-win.
exactly, win-win. I couldn't be happier. And that's how I kind of got involved here. And now I'm on board with Navoba. And what my mission today is just to help spread the word about our organization to your community.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about Navoba. What kind of services do they provide to veterans?
Yeah, so Navoba is short for the National Veteran-Owned Business Association. We are a nonprofit 501c3. We certify veteran businesses who own, operate, and control their organization by at least 51%. And then we help connect them to corporate America, who has initiatives to include veterans in their supply chain.
Okay. So what does it look like when I go to Navoba and say, hey, I need some help? Is there an application process, a vetting process, or anything like that?
Yes, there is an application process, and you can get started by going to navoba.org/certification. The application process, it will conclude with a site assessment, and the certification process is based off of the same CFR 49, Section 26, that the SBA's is also based off of. So the requirements there are very similar. You can download all the requirements from our website. And then we have a dedicated team to help you through that process to make it as seamless and easy as possible. But yeah, that's the gist of the certification process. And I'll also like to add too that we actually pulled the DD-214 from the National Archives to ensure that the veteran who owns, operates, and controls their company at 51%, 51% is that magic number. It cannot be any less than that, is indeed the veteran that's on the DD-214. So we verify.
Okay, yeah. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Now, what's the difference between your veteran-owned certification and the one available through SBA? Does one hold more weight than the other?
I'm so glad that you asked that. So the main differentiator between the SBA certification and our certification is the marketplace it's intended for. The SBA certification is intended for the public sector to compete for the 3% government set-asides that was mandated in 1999 through the Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development Act. So that allows service-disabled, veteran-owned small businesses to compete for the 3% set-aside. And they've actually been exceeding that. Their goal is 5%. Our certification is recognized by 90% of the Fortune 1000, and our certification allows the corporations to report the spend that they spend with a veteran-owned business as veteran spend.
Okay, wow. And how long does it take, the process from the application to the finalization of it?
It all depends on how long it takes the applicant to submit their documents. But once all of that is submitted and the site assessment has concluded, it's about a 30 to 60 day turnaround. Sometimes we see it'll be a little bit faster than that, but about 30 to 60 days.
What type of documentation do I need just to start the application?
To start the application, you just really need admin data, your name, the company name, your EIN or your FEIN, tax documents, ownership documents, and things of that nature.
Okay, great. So standard stuff usually. And what kind of companies? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to mention every document that the SBA requires, Navoba also requires. So there's no difference there. So many of your veteran-owned business community that may be watching right now is more probably already certified through the SBA. So if they have all those documents readily available, it's going to be so streamlined for them. They might not even realize they hit submit before the application has been reviewed.
Okay, good to know. And what kind of companies do you help? Is this for any company in any industry?
Yes, that's correct. It doesn't matter what
Okay.
goods or service you provide, as long as that ownership, operation, and control is at 51%, we will look at the application for certification. We have people from law groups like Kelly that was on here earlier. We have people that are in the construction business, plumbing, electric, people that fly drones, people that create wood creations, any business consulting, anything you can think of, we have it in our database.
That's amazing. What other type of resources do you provide?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy you said that too. So Novoba's board is comprised of 2/3 corporate representatives. 1/6 of our board, the remaining 1/3, is split between veteran business enterprises, which is a trademark term through Novoba, VBE for short, or Service Disabled Veterans Business Enterprise, SDVBE for short. So we have veterans that sit on our board, and the other 1/6 is made up of partner organizations. One of those organizations is called the Veterans Institute for Procurement, and they're a nonprofit organization out of Potomac, Maryland. Their national director, Miss Barbara Ash, is a board member of ours. Her organization typically focuses on teaching veteran business owners on the best practices to begin contracting with the government. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, Novoba is for corporations, they're for government. What's the synergy there? So we have partnered to, last year we launched our inaugural, what is called the VIP Corporate. And during this 2-day in-person training in Potomac, Maryland, it's like a classroom setting that we taught veteran business owners the best practices to start contracting with corporate America. At the end of that, it was concluded with what we called the Joint Forces Forum, and that was an in-person networking event from the graduates plus other veterans business enterprises that was able to network, listen to panel discussions, sit at round tables with actual corporate representatives who are Novoba's corporate allies. In addition to that,
wow.
I'm the program manager for a quarterly matchmaking event that we call Operation Matchmaker. And the purpose that it serves is to fulfill Novoba's mission, create contracting opportunities with veteran business enterprises and corporate America. Corporations will, I'd like for the corporations to register for our event first, because they will state what NICS codes for the industries or products or service they are searching for to fulfill future contracts. I will then directly reach out to our Veterans Business Enterprise database and let them know, like, hey, XYZ company, just so you know, XYZ Corporation is looking for exactly what you provide. I highly recommend you, or in military terms, I would say it would behoove you to register for this event.
Oh, wow. I love that. That's gold right there, because, people go ahead and get their certifications, and then now what the next step is, getting those connections and getting business. We have a question coming in from Facebook. The question is it free to apply?
There is a cost associated with our certification, and it's based off of the revenue that the annual revenue of the applicant company. So our lowest tier is $350, and that if your revenue is below $1 million. Our highest tier is $2,000 for certification, and that's for businesses with over $50 million in revenue.
Okay. So then the majority of companies that go through you, that apply, then they've already had some revenue, right? It's not for the startup businesses.
Startup businesses can get certified through us. There's a little bit of documentation processes to go through because, like you said, they don't have revenue yet, so they can't produce documents that shows revenue, but we work with them to get them certified.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. That's great. See, this is such a good information, because when you start a business, you don't know about any of these things. And there's so many resources out there. And that's why we love having people like you come onto the show and share about all of this. So where can people find you? Where can they go ahead and ask more questions?
Yeah, sure. Feel free to shoot me an email. That's right there on the caption, right under me, I believe. I also attend 12 to 13 veteran-focused conferences every single year. I go to the VA's conference, and we have a booth there. I go to the Institute for Veterans, Military, and Family, commonly referred to as IVMF. That's through Syracuse University, and who is also a board member of ours. So I'll be.
I graduated. Yeah.
Oh, nice!
I'm a graduate.
Congrats.
Yeah, 2010.
The 020
at Syracuse. Yeah.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, they're
Congratulations.
amazing. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm so
Yeah,
glad that
we
you're
love-
involved with them.
Yes, absolutely. Their director of small business and entrepreneurship, Misty Fox, sits on our board, and she is such a huge advocate for veterans and works very closely with us. So I'll be at Veterans Edge this year. I'll also be in Jacksonville with the Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses. I'll be there giving at a luncheon with their constituents, giving a presentation over in Navoba. Man, I've got 12 more that I could, spout off throughout the year.
Yeah.
But for
No
anybody
problem.
that's listening, once my email comes back up on the screen, jot it down, shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to talk to you about where I will be and where we can further communicate.
Right. I'm just going to say it in case those who are listening can't see it, but let's pull it back up, please. It is Adam.C as in Charlie McCarthy, and that's MCACARTY. And yeah, so reach out to Adam. And Adam, thank you so much for your time. We already kind of ran over a little bit on the show, but we're so thankful because you came in and shared all of this wonderful information. And hopefully people will reach out to you, and hopefully you'll be back and let us know whenever you have a big event. Hey, we want to announce it.
Yeah, absolutely will. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been an honor to be a guest again. And thank you guys for everything that you do for our veteran community as well.
We're happy to be here. All right, everybody, that was our show today. Thank you so much. Meet us. Stay tuned for the next one, and be safe. Have a great weekend. Until next time.